Hello, and welcome to Smash Fiction Hard Choices, the podcast where we rank the fuckability of characters from a fictional universe and discover what lies beyond the Omega-13 relay deep in the black hole of horniness at the heart of the galaxy. And sure, we'll find out about the median, the zenith, and the nadir of fuckability, but really, this journey is not about the ending. In fact, the less said about the ending, the better. And more about the teammates we smashed along the way. On today's episode, I don't know about y'all, but I've come here to shoot guns and kiss aliens, and my Han-Kadar Lancer is all out of heat clips. That's right, this time, we're doing Mass Effect. I'm your host, Claire Mulcairn, and joining me are Kit Mulcairn.
Are you engaging in reproductive behavior with this one? It hopes so.
Miles Schneiderman.
I would have liked to rank the fuckability of seashells, but no, we have to do this.
And of course, Megan Bob.
In my cycle, we fucked.
Today we're ranking the fuckability of characters from Mass Effect, the third-person sci-fi RPG shooter / dating sim ? From BioWare. It's a setting that's so charged with sexual energy that here, even the most chaste of softcore heterosexual sex scenes can cause a moral panic in the religious right. Specifically, we're doing the first 3 Mass Effect games, the Commander Shepard saga, if you will. No Andromeda. Sorry, I guess? I doubt that anyone cares that we're not doing Andromeda, but who knows? Look, y'all are lucky we even did Mass Effect 3. I barely acknowledge that game's existence. Each of us has independently ranked these 21 characters from most fuckable to least fuckable. We'll begin by going around and finding out everyone's median character, the one they ranked number 11. We will then work our way down through everyone's bottom 10 until we reach the nadir of each list, then go back up and hear about everyone's top 10 until we reach the zenith. For the most part, everyone will only be offering a brief reason for why they ranked each character the way they did, but each host also has 3 big feels interjections available, where they will be able to expand their reasoning into a slightly longer argument. After all the lists have been revealed, we will aggregate them to come up with a single master list, and we will also take some time to unpack the choices our friends have made and ask for a few more details. Now, before we dive into our list, it's always important to be reminded of the definition of fuckability, and that reminder, as always, comes courtesy to us of our favorite crewmate, who we all choose to romance in every single playthrough, Megan Bob.
That's the best intro. Fuckability is not what they look like. It's about what they fuck like. So you need to assume that you are into them and they are into you. How good is the sex and what is it like?
But before we take things into the bedroom, why don't we get to know each other a little bit first? Let's learn a little something about each of the hosts here today, starting with Kit. Tell us a little bit about your history with Mass Effect.
I played the games. They fun.
Yay!
The last one, I thought 3 was fun until, the very end. Less I.
Megan Bob, what's your history with Mass Effect?
I have never played any of them.
Oh, really?
I have not.
Great.
Neil has played them in the room with me. So I have experienced them through his decisions and through the characters that he's chosen to talk to, and then also sometimes through my brother Kai whenever he was playing it. But I fell in love with it very early on and spent a lot of time reading fanfic about it. So I have deep, deep love for a lot of these characters. And I've also spent a lot of time on the Mass Effect kink meme. If you don't know what a kink meme is, you're missing out on life. It's such a good...
I don't think I know what a kink meme is. Is it a meme but kink?
No. It is a giant threaded discussion board that is kind of hosted in a little secret alleyway of the internet generally.
Uh-huh.
And you go there and all it is people say, hey, I want somebody to write this. It's like Chopped, but for pornography, generally. So people say, I want Tally, I want it to be on Omega, I want there to be some breath play. And everybody goes, okay. And then somebody will come along and go I got an hour, knuckle crack.
Wow.
All right, here you go.
Wow.
So not everybody goes for everything. So there'll be plenty of posts where nobody goes for it, but then there'll be ones where like 3 people go for it, or you can come back and post it another time in like a month or 2 and somebody might go for it. But it is just a rolling buffet of...
Where do you find such things, Bob?
This is magical.
All you have to do is Google whatever fandom and then the word kink meme.
Okay.
And they exist for everything.
Okay.
I feel like you people live such sheltered lives in this weird way that I'm like...
That's funny because I'm increasingly feel like I don't, but...
I'm on a Discord for a particular pairing, and sometimes that happens. Yeah. It's good
Yum,
shit.
yum.
Claire's mind is blown.
I'm going to have a very exciting evening after we finish recording this.
Oh my god, if you find anything super delicious, you have to send it to me. Please,
yeah.
please.
Miles can go in a second, but I'll go first right now. I've played a lot of Mass Effect. Got it when it first came out. When I was like in early college, I believe. Played through it as a girl. Identifying as a dude at the time. You know, for no reason, just playing as a girl, because I just felt like, you know what, don't worry about it. What are you asking questions for? It was a very powerful experience for me. I think one of the closest experiences I've had to the feeling of actually role-playing in a tabletop RPG, but, you know, in a video game. But a good thing about it was, because it's a video game and I'm not playing it with friends or family, because I would role play with Dan back in the day, I could be less self-conscious about my character I was making, you know, kind of just like be a weird horny bitch and kiss blue alien girls and stuff. That was really great. And it was like, I didn't fully realize at the time, but Mass Effect was very formative for me. It was really important to me. Miles, what is your relationship with Mass Effect?
I have none. I have never played it. I have never seen it being played. I don't know what it's about, really. I know that there's a spaceship and there's something called a biotic. Don't really know what that is. Think it's superpowers, not sure. I know that they're aliens and that you date them. I know a lot about Morden Solus.
Yes.
Because we did a Smash Fiction episode about him, and Claire portrayed him very memorably in the Extraordinary League episodes. So, to prepare for this episode, I did a bunch of Google image searches. And then when there was a proper Wikipedia page for the character that had like a character section in it, which there was for many of them, I read all that stuff. When there was just a Mass Effect wiki page for them, I skimmed it because those things are fucking long. My takes are going to be A, incredibly ill-informed, just so much so, and B, more reliant on pure aesthetics than they have been in the past, because again, I am basing much of this on Google image searching. I don't know the vibe of a lot of these characters. I only know what little I've been able to glean.
All right, let's move on to some honorable mentions. There are so many great characters in Mass Effect that not all of them could make the list, and here are some ones that were very close but didn't quite get there. First up, we have Saren Arterius. He's the main villain of the first Mass Effect game. He's cool, kind of maybe a little bland though, and not a very sexual character. We just got better stuff to talk about.
Number 2, Matriarch Benezia. Another villain from the Mass Effect 1, I believe also one of Liara's parents?
Yes.
Very hot. If you have a thing for hot people, you probably have a thing for Matriarch Benezia. That's about all there is to say.
Next up, we have Steve Cortez. He's the dropship pilot from Mass Effect 3. He's fine. He is romanceable, and he's one of the few canon gay characters in the series, so that's neat. Look, it's tough competition here. Kelly Chambers didn't even make the honorable mention, so Steve, count yourself lucky.
Number 4, Grunt. In the words of Annie Creighton, Grunt is your son. He is a little tank baby that was born, yesterday, and we're just not going to do that. Also, there's another Krogan on the list, so sorry, Grunt. Whenever you're all grown up, we hope you have a good life and that lots of people find you very attractive and you get to have lots of Krogan babies.
So number 5 is Jacob Taylor. Each Mass Effect game has a single normal human man as one of your core teammates. There's Kaidan, there's James, and there is Jacob. And in my opinion, at least, they're pretty much always the least interesting character in their particular game. We decided we were going to cut one of these 3. We kind of drew straws, and sorry, Jacob. Yeah, we love you, Jacob has a really cool loyalty mission. There's a bit where you see him with his shirt off. I assume some people are into that. But look, you don't play Mass Effect to fuck the generic human good guy companion, and that's basically all that Jacob is. Sorry.
Number 6, Morinth. If you are not familiar with fanfic, there's a trope in fanfic that is fuck or die. Morinth premises that you can have both of these. Morinth is an Ardat Yakshi, and they are like sex vampires, but you definitely die. Whereas if you fuck a normal vampire, you might not, maybe.
You had sex vampires and you put them on the honorable mentions list?
You always die when you fuck her. You always die.
You will die. You definitely die.
So...
We just figured nobody was going to make that choice, although I think some of us here might have made that choice. So
I think about it.
I know. Same. Look, we put Morinth on the honorable mentions list to keep ourselves alive was really the choice that we made here.
Number 7 is Commander Shepard, who is the main character of the Mass Effect games. As a result of being the main character in a game like Mass Effect, it is, I'm assuming, super customizable?
Yes.
Yeah.
The character's you, so it's like, would I fuck me? Yes. It would just be top of the list for everybody, and that's not super interesting.
We're just going miles, though.
No, it would be you. For everybody would be you.
What if you had Commander Shepard on the list, but it had to be yourself?
Yeah.
Where do you rank yourself on this list with these different people?
Oh, God.
You can't fuck an idea, is basically what we're trying to say here.
And lastly, Blasto. Okay, so take a jellyfish, give it a Dirty Harry, maybe John McClane-esque personality, and then make it the first Hanar Spectre. Yeah, so basically what Shepard is, yeah, do that. Okay, so this character is the best character in the game, but unfortunately, they're a fictional character in this fictional game thing.
Wait, what?
Okay, so Blasto is the main character of a series of movies in this universe.
Oh.
So even though he would be on everyone's number one, obviously, he's so great. Oh, we can't.
Those humps, though. Those humps.
Those lovely jelly lumps.
So now we're going to move to the actual list of the 21 characters. And I wrote some descriptions for all of these that we're going to read, and while writing all of them, I just had to resist the urge to write for all of them, like, just a sweet boy, just the sweetest baby boy, and I love him. But then, like, I know that somebody else would be like, they're actually an alien with a sniper rifle who's like a police officer turned vigilante, and I'm like, it's not what's important, he's the sweetest boy. But Dan's not here, because Dan would be the person to say that, but... So, anyway, I have a lot of feelings.
Same.
About all of these characters. Let's get started talking about them.
Number 1, Ashley Williams, a spirited and outspoken human soldier, also maybe a little low-key alien racist.
Number 2, Kaden Alenko, a human marine with biotic powers. Some may say quiet and sweet with hidden depths. Others may say forgettable.
Number 3, Talizora Vas Normandy, a Quarian tech expert on a pilgrimage to learn all she can about the galaxy. And love. No one's ever seen her without her spacesuit on. No one has ever seen her without her spacesuit on. I don't give a crap about that little freaking photo they show you. No. We've never seen her face. Never.
Number 4, Garrus Vicarian, a Turian former cop turned vigilante turned Commander Shepard's best friend. A loose cannon, but damn it, he gets results.
Number 5, Erdnot Rex, a beefy, uncompromising Krogan warrior with a sense of humor, as dry as the wastelands of Tachanka. Shepard.
Number 6, Liara Tassoni, an empathetic Asari archaeologist who stumbled into becoming a quasi-crime boss? And all this at only 106 years old.
Such a baby.
7, Jeff Joker Moreau, the cocky pilot always found in the cockpit of the Normandy, played by Seth Green, doing his best Seth Green impression.
Wow, what does that mean?
He's just very Seth Green.
Fair enough.
Exceedingly so.
Number 8, Miranda Lawson, an ice-cold, genetically engineered agent of the paramilitary organization Cerberus, proudly identifies as a bitch.
Number 9, Jack, a shaved head, loud, tattooed, biotic criminal who will straight up kill you. Thinks that just suspenders qualifies as a shirt. Yum yum.
Number 10, Morden Solis, Doctor, spy, coldly rational, loves musical theater. He is the very model of a scientist Solarian.
11. Samara. A 1,000-year-old wandering Asari warrior who follows an ancient code of justice. And titties. I mean, I was mostly just staring at the titties. Yeah. According to her vows, she's not allowed to bang you. But but come on.
Number 12, Thane Krios, a deeply spiritual and sensitive Drell assassin, slowly dying of a terminal illness and trying to cram a lifetime of brooding into what little time he has left.
Number 13, Legion, a Gestalt alien computer consciousness in a robot body. Or if you prefer, 1,183 Geth programs in a trench coat.
Number 14, Zaid Masani, an old, callous, chewed-up bounty hunter who hates everything except killing people. That he tolerates.
15. Kasumi Goto, an enigmatic hacker and master thief in a hoodie who is surprisingly charismatic once you get to know her. She's so cute. Anyway, I won't get into it.
Number 16, Edie. She used to be the Normandy's sassy AI with a highly yonic holographic avatar. Now she's a sassy robot who wants to learn all she can about meat space.
Number 17, James Vega. A friendly himbo soldier, never skips leg day or arm day, or spar erotically with his commanding officer day.
Number 18, Javik. Everyone always wondered what the ancient species known as the Protheans were really like. Then we met one, Javik. Turns out they were a bunch of violent imperialist dicks.
Hate when that happens.
19. David Anderson, the original captain of the SSV Normandy before he retired and passed the title along to Shepard. Voiced by Keith motherfucking David. Enough said.
That is bumping him up some. Hang on. Did not know he was voiced by Keith David.
Arya Talok is voiced by Carrie Ann Moss, if that is any useful information for you.
No, that's pretty good.
Not Keith David good, but yeah.
Not Keith David good, but it's pretty good. Number 20, Arya Talok, the ruthless Asari crime boss who runs the space station Omega. Your standard issue wretched hive of scum and villainy. Remember, don't fuck with Arya.
Number 21, the Elusive Man. Mysterious leader of Cerberus. Everything great and everything terrible about humanity condensed into one man in a well-tailored suit, smoking a cigar.
That is our list, and we are going to get things started with everyone's median. So everyone's number 11 on your list. And I will go first. My number 11 is Morden Solis. This was just how the list genuinely happened to break, and you know what? It feels right. It's fate. I thought a lot about how Morden would fuck. I roleplayed him in a game for 5 years, and people were hitting on him all the time. Strangely. My headcanon for him, he's a kind of gray ace demisexual. I think he knows a lot about sex on paper. We see that in the games. And I think he would be technically very proficient at it, but I think I personally would rather be with someone who I think would be more into it. I think knowing he wasn't getting much out of it would be kind of a turnoff for me. So yeah. Kit, who is your number 11?
Arya Talok. It was through doing this list that I realized I'm not really attracted to the scary ladies that are probably going to judge me a lot. I love them as a concept. I don't think I have the confidence to take them to bed. They're too cool.
Bob's mind is blown over here.
It is melting out my ears.
I love feisty girls, but Arya's not feisty.
No.
She's going to tell me I'm doing it wrong and I'm going to just want to leave.
Oh, she mean, kid. She mean.
She's the ultimate mommy, and I'm I'm not ready.
Megan, Bob, who is your number 11?
Kasumi. Some of these have subtitles that I had to give to them so that way I knew what I was thinking going in. So I just labeled Kasumi the kinky fuck. I don't know a ton about Kasumi except that Kasumi pops up and surprises Shepard at various times. And the idea of having someone show up while you're mid-fap and say looks like you could use a hand is not super unappealing.
Oh my.
So I'm all right. You show up in your little hoodie. Number 11 for you, Kasumi.
Miles.
My number 11 is the Elusive Man.
Whoa.
again, you have to keep in mind this whole time that I have a limited perspective on these. But, I'm not super into the whole evil billionaire thing. Money is not a turn on for me.
Right.
But, like, one thing I also read is that he represents the good and the bad of all humanity. So if he represents the good of humanity in some way, he's got to be at least kind of good at fucking. And, he's kind of sexy in, like, a sinister way. I thought the median ended up being the right place for him.
Okay.
I think that's strangely appropriate. I made a different decision, but I think that checks out.
Yeah, I think the calculus works.
We are moving on and moving down into everyone's bottom 10, starting with our number 12s. Kit, who is your number 12?
James Vega. I've mentioned before on the show, I don't like really masculinity. So like really like guys who are very into like working out. Big muscles are not my thing. But James is also very fun. He's like definitely the most interesting of the like normal dudes that you get as companions. Comedy is a big turn on for me. So I was like, all right, you're not like my type physically, but you'd be fun.
I mean, you're not going to turn down Freddie Prinze Jr. Like, you're not crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Miles, who is your number 12?
My number 12 is Caden Alenko. Honestly, like, he seems like he's kind of a major character in the series, and I really have nothing on his personality. I wasn't able to find anything.
That's correct.
You are correct.
So I was like, well, how do I rank this guy? And then it was like, well, he's telekinetic. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that has applications. So I think he has a really high floor for that reason.
Bob?
Joker is my 12. I labeled him hardest working fuck in show business. No one has busted more ass to achieve their goals than Joker, like to become a pilot. So I think he's going to give you the best goddamn fuck that he is capable of giving. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm like, all right, you can be a 12.
Bob, Joker is also my 12, and I agree with everything you say.
Nice.
Making this list, I thought he would be low, but
Yeah, right?
I just kept thinking about it, and like, I really like Joker a lot as a person. I think like I'd rather like probably watch a bad movie with him and make dumb jokes than put my dick in him.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
I think he'd be the kind of like nerd, a little inexperienced, like kind of touch-starved, a cuddler. But like, yeah, I think he would try really hard and be really appreciative, and that is not the worst, so.
I think he would take direction so fucking well because he'd be like, I'm going to win at fucking. And you're like, oh shit. Winning attitude.
Moving on to number 13. Miles, who is your number 13?
My number 13 is Edie. We talked about Data in the Star Trek episode, and Edie's kind of the same thing, only she has less experience in a physical body. Less experience fucking. We know for a fact canonically that Data is fully functional. Don't know that about Edie. So I thought 13 was a good place.
All right. Along similar lines, my number 13 is Legion. You know your girl is down to fuck some weird shit now and again. Legion might be a little too weird, or at least just, he doesn't seem super curious about sex. I feel like Edie would be more like eager and into it. I think it might be kind of weird and mechanical for Legion. Maybe there's something I'm missing, like there was some line of dialogue, but from what I can remember, I think it would be kind of weird with Legion. I'd give it a shot, but I think it would be weird. Bob, who is your number 13?
Tali.
How dare you?
I know. I know.
Wait till you see where I have her, kid.
Kit and I are different
Okay,
people.
look, Miles has a good excuse. He never played the game.
Okay, Kit, you can bring it up and let's unpack that if you want to fight me about it. I'm happy to be fought. She's probably a virgin, and that's not the amount of pressure that I'm super into, but I do want to say, hearing her nervous giggle while we figure this thing out together, shivers.
Kit, who's your number 13?
Erdnot Rex. I'm not really into Krogans. The audience probably already knows I'm a furry, but Krogans is not my type. But like, yeah, I'll try. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
He'll probably break people, whatever.
Megan Bob, who is your number 14?
Samara. Fucking her would feel a little bit like going to therapy, I think. And I would be lying if I said I had never had a boner for a therapist. But even I know that you are not supposed to mix those things. And so there she remains.
All right.
Number 14.
Miles, who's your number 14?
My number 14 is Tali Zora Voss Normandy.
Okay.
Okay.
I was worried after the outburst that she was actually lower, but she's here at 14, which is not that bad. I just don't see how you do it. She can't come out of the suit unless it's in a sterile environment. If I'm in the room, it's not going to be a sterile environment. I'm sorry, that's asking too much. I don't care how skin tight your suit is.
My number 14 is Arya T'Loak, and this is actually one of my big feels.
Okay.
So, obviously, Arya seems like a shoo-in for the top of the list, especially if you know me, if you know my type. But I'm calling it now. Arya T'Loak is all talk. You know the kind of dude, or person, I guess, who talks all the time about how much they fuck and how good they fuck? Yeah, that person sucks at fucking. And Arya T'Loak is that person. She promises you a great time. She talks like when you're on Tinder, like she talks a big game. But then you show up, she's drunk, she's high, she blows you for like 2 seconds, and then she looks up at you like, did I blow your mind? And you're like, not really. But you don't say that because she's a powerful crime lord. So you say, yeah, that was really good. And she's like, yeah, I know, I'm really good at sex. And then she's on her phone the whole time as you eat her out. If you want to come, you have to take care of yourself. And you know she does not want to cuddle afterwards. So take it from me. Don't fuck with Arya.
Personal opinion, if a girl's on her phone while I'm eating her out, that's my fault, not hers.
Kit, who is your number 14?
Joker. He has a beard and he never takes that cap off. And so I'm not really feeling that whole scene. But he is funny. I don't know that he's like higher on the list levels of funny to me, but he's fine. Now, I feel like I might break him the way Rex would break me. That's another concern.
Yes. Miles, who is your number 15?
Much like Chris Newton did in our Star Trek episode, I actually have some tiers
Okay.
here that I broke these into. So the 4 that we've already talked about, 11 through 14, are kind of their own tier of kind of in the middle, for various reasons. Here we begin a 2-person tier, which is the far too religious for Miles' tastes. First on that list is Ashley Williams, who apparently is racist and religious, and I'm not into it. So, fuck off.
That's fair.
Miles, she's my 15.
Nice.
Yeah. She's not interesting. She's like mean in a way that is also not like especially interesting. The only reason she's not lower is because, she's at least conventionally attractive.
Yeah, she is.
That's about it.
My number 15 is Thane Krios. I'm theoretically into the idea of a sexy assassin, but I don't think I'm into this specific sexy assassin. Oh, I kill a lot of people, but I have religion and I feel bad about those people I kill. I'm like, in the context of a story, he's a cool character, but I think if I met him in real life, I'd think he was like a blowhard and a creep, so no.
Yeah.
Bob, who's your number 15?
The elusive man. I'm willing to enter into his Don Draper-esque control fantasy. Fine. I will sit on a pillow and pretend to be your pet, but I have a hard out at 9 p.m. Also, you are never going to be Tywin Lannister levels of guy who has sex while clothed. So get the fuck over yourself.
All right. Number 16. Kit, who's your number 16?
Caden.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't even get interesting until 3, and it's not really that interesting. I was like, oh, they had to give you being gay to make you interesting. Come on, man. You gotta do something better than that.
Miles, who's your number 16?
My 16 is Thane Krios for basically the same reasons. He edged out some of these other people just because, visually, he's super interesting. And since a lot of this one I have been kind of doing visually, I want to run my hands over his skin if he's okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of personality, religious guy who kills people and then broods about it, he's lucky to be at 16.
Bob, who is your number 16?
Vega, basic hot boy sex. It is like those restaurants where you're paying for the atmosphere. You're fucking him for the chance to ogle that bod, and that's fine, I guess. I can live with that.
My 16, which was one of my enormous surprises on the list, it's Liara T'Soni.
Oh, wow.
So I romanced her in my main Mass Effect playthrough. Largely, I realized as I put this together, though, just because she was the only, gay option available for me. When you have all the other options out here, I realized there's not really a lot going on with her. I think she's cool in the context of, I think she gets a lot more interesting once she becomes the Shadow Broker. She's really cool as, partner. I think she's, really interesting relationship with Shepard, but I don't think the sex is going to be anything that special. She does mind sex, but half the people on this list do mind sex, so big fucking deal. You got to bring more than that. Megan Bob, who is your number 17?
Anderson. I think it's gonna be pretty fucking good. It's gonna be quiet, unfussy, thoughtful, easygoing sex. He's way too stressed and tired to get into dramatics, but I think we'll 100% get the job done, and I don't think you'll be sorry. You'll leave a positive Yelp review.
I'm happy to hear that, Bob, because he is also my 17. I had my finger on some pulse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keith David's a thing. He was at 18 until you told me about Keith David. Now he's at 17. But yeah, he just seemed old and boring to me.
Kit, who is your number 17?
Javik.
Yeah.
I don't wanna. He's an a-hole.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I never enjoyed talking to him in the game. I always wanted to punch him in every eye. But he's an alien, so if I had to, I would try to enjoy that aspect of it.
My number 17 is Caden. He's fine. Good job, Caden. We're glad you're here.
Are we?
Great.
Wow, I was highest on him, wasn't I?
Yeah. Yes, he's
There's
fine.
a reason for that. Yep.
I haven't met him.
Some people like Caden, and I respect that. That is fine. I am happy for you if you like Caden. Miles, who is your number 18?
My number 18 is James Vega. The only note I have written next to his name is cool tattoo, bro.
That is his title.
After David Anderson, he's number 2 in this 3-person tier I've got here of fucking boring military humans who I don't care about. So,
Kit, who is your number 18?
David Anderson. Okay, he's not a peepums, but he has dad energy. And the only thing that's like
Oh, yeah.
anything interesting to me is his voice. Keith David's voice. But that's about it. I don't really want to fuck my dad.
Captain Anderson is my number 18 as well, for the same reason. I want him to put his hand on my shoulder and say, I'm so proud of the person you've become. But that is all that I want from him.
Yeah.
Bob, who is your 18?
My 18 is Caden, and what I want is for Caden not to fucking text me after we fuck. And I think he would not be able to resist, not because I'm so fucking tremendous, but just because I think that's who Caden is. And I cannot. I am sorry, honey. That's a no.
Wow, this lists are, I think we're aligning more than we normally do in weird ways. My number 19 is Javik. It's all been said. I think he's going to be weirdly traditional and prescriptive in ways that I can't predict. And I'm not above someone who's maybe a bit problematic and maybe a bit of a project that I got to work on. But I just don't have the energy for Javik. There's not like a cool person in there that I want to like pull out. He's just all Javik. And he's got a weird fucking fish bug face and I don't want it.
Tough but fair.
Megan Bob, who is your number 19?
Edie. I don't mind being watched in a creepy, sexy way. I mind being watched in a creepy, sexy way if the person watching is getting almost literally nothing from the experience.
Bob, we are opposite in ways that this is a like non-peepums related oppositeness I was not expecting.
I know. If you and I went to any bar, Kit, we would fucking clear the place because I would take one end of it and you would take the other, and like 2 massive sharks devour everything there.
Bones and all. Get it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
True.
Kit, who's your number 19?
Morden Solus.
That's fair.
He's a peepums of his species. I'm sorry, Morden.
He's a Solarian peepums.
You're great in every way except I don't want to bang a peepums. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like anyone could put Morden at any number and I would say, that's fair. Miles, who is your number 19?
My number 19 is this dude, Zaid Masani. He just seems like a dick. Why the fuck would I want to fuck this guy? Like, what does he bring to the table? He brings more to the table, I feel like, than the 2 that come after him. But that's not saying very much.
Moving on to number 20. My 20 is also Zaid Masani. Not only is there no way that this man has any idea what foreplay is, there is clearly no part of him that smells good. Bob, who is your number 20?
Liara Tassoni. Sweet and tender, I cannot. The earnest intensity of it would be such a boner killer, and no amount of perfect tits is going to fix that. I'm so sorry.
Kit, who's your number 20?
The elusive man. He's probably old enough to be my dad. He's a rich a-hole, and I'm sure he reeks of cigar smoke. No.
Miles, who is your number 20?
My number 20 is Legion. The only thing I'm kind of less into than, like, big group sex is, like, totally emotionless big group sex. I mean, look, maybe it considers itself a single entity. I'm unclear on that. But regardless, I did read that it has no emotions and makes all decisions based on calculation. And no, as we'll see later, there are some instances where I can be into it, but just, like, no emotion at all? Like, fucking get out of here.
And finally, we have reached the nadir, number 21. Megan Bob, who is at the bottom of your list?
There could only be one answer for me. Ashley Williams. Basic ass, mean, and bitter. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the last goddamn person at the bar and I am too tired to fap, fine. Fine.
Oh, we're going to have some conversations later. Kit, who is your number 21?
Zaid Masani. I didn't find him interesting, and I'm pretty sure he's a peepums. I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe it's his hard lifestyle that makes him look like a peepums. But I'm good. I think the elusive man would at least be like, I don't know, maybe a little suave.
You pretend to care.
Yeah.
And Miles, who is your number 21?
My 21 is Javik. Would judge you the whole time, and if the sex was bad, he would swear vengeance.
Ooh, tough but fair. That's very true.
Oh, for someone who doesn't know anything about Mass Effect, you have some good insight into his character.
I'm glad.
And finally, my number 21 is the elusive man. I do not want to be responsible for making this man happy. I feel like it is my moral prerogative not to fuck the elusive man.
Yeah.
He's basically Elon Musk, probably a libertarian. I want to send him a message. The invisible hand of the market has decided your dick is worth nothing. I will not buy it at any price. Now let's watch its market value crash like Dogecoin.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. What if you found out that the reason why he's actually called the elusive man is because he likes tantric sex and you have to fuck him for so much longer than you even wanted to?
Oh, no. He probably does. Oh, God.
Oh, he probably went to a seminar about it and wants to talk to you about it.
God. Oh, God.
Long sessions can be fun.
Not with him. Not with him.
Half of what is good about humanity. Moving on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You didn't know. It's fine. I mean, I had him reasonably similar to where you did.
I mean, I kind of did know. Anyway.
You're fine.
And now we go visit our top 10. The people who were much more likely to want to pick up at Afterlife. And we start with number 10. All right, Claire, who is your number 10?
My number 10 is Kasumi Goto. She has a really good aesthetic. I really like a shy nerd. I'm genuinely surprised at how low she is. I was just trying to imagine, like, scenarios, and I don't know. As attractive as she is, she doesn't really seem like a very sexual person to me. Like, in the party at the end, she's kind of, like, a little shy, and I just don't know if she'd really be into it.
Kit, who is your number 10?
Jack. So, remember I was saying earlier about, like, scary women's?
Yeah.
She is very attractive and definitely would be more fun than Arya. But she go yell at me. I don't know, man.
All right. Miles, who's your 10?
My 10 is Garrus Vicarian.
Okay.
He seems kind of hot if you're into lizards.
Yeah.
Mainly, it just seems like at any point during the sex he could just, like, go rogue, and I'm not super into that. Like, no, not that. No. Stop it.
He's definitely gonna have to calibrate some shit. For sure.
My 10 is Thane Krios. I titled him the piano solo fuck.
Okay.
Everyone needs one of those ships in the night things where in another lifetime you could have been together, but here and now you just have this one night, and it's rabid and it's tender and it's sad and it's celebratory. A+, but that's all I want from you. I don't want to see you at the office. Number 9. Miles, who's your 9?
Yeah, 10 was actually the start of one of my tiers, which is baseline hot aliens. So my 9 was Samara.
Yeah, right? Them titties.
Them titties. Seems like she would be super committed. I see pros and cons to the whole code of honor thing, but if you get her into bed, I think it's probably overall a plus.
Claire, who's your 9?
My 9 is Garrus. I didn't romance Garrus during my first few playthroughs, but one time I did just to try it out for the hell of it, because I knew people were really into him, and after trying it one time, man, I get it. He's really sweet and, like, dorky in this weird way. He seems all, like, cool and tough, but he's just, like, so awkward that it's very endearing. He's not my type specifically, but I must cede the point that there is something there. There's something going on. He offers something you don't get elsewhere.
And Kit, who did you pick for your number 9?
Miranda Lawson. Dat ass. No. Like,
yes.
That ass is the reason why she's as high as she is. Because I don't really like her as a person. And they fucked up that face. Why do they try to make people look realistic? It does not go right. But
Kit, my number 9 is also Miranda Lawson.
oh, hey.
I titled Miranda the insecure fuck because she is super into being perfect, like it's her whole identity. And I think if you could convince her that she doesn't need to be perfect, you could have some super sloppy fun sex. And I think it would be great. But other than that, no cheerleader, please. Please be a real person with me.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. Kit, who's your 8?
Liara Tassoni. I thought she was really boring in 1. I thought she got more interesting in 2, but she became more interesting in like what she did, but then like very like that kind of like quiet, serious thing, which is also not my type. So it was kind of a lateral move.
You're like, my boner is migrating, but not up.
Exactly. Yeah, so she's fine. I mean, she's pretty alien, certainly, but not even the prettiest Asari. So, nah.
My 8 is actually also her.
Oh.
I think she's probably inexperienced, is my guess, considering how young she is. But
106.
I like a nerdy girl. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, the way y'all have been describing her as kind of like a sweet, like, kind of softy who, like, I don't know. What did Bob say about her?
Tender, earnest, all those things.
Yeah, like, I'm into that shit. Like, I'm sorry, I just am. That does not kill any voters for me, tenderness or earnestness. So, yeah, sign me up for Liara.
Claire, who's your 8?
This is one of my big feels. This is Ashley Williams.
Oh, okay.
Ashley Williams fucks, man.
Okay.
Agree.
Not me.
She's bright-eyed, eager, passionate, and weirdly volatile when you meet her. In Mass Effect 1, she's in her, like, 20s. She grew up kind of sheltered on Earth. She really feels like she hasn't settled into who she's going to be yet.
How old is she? She needs to do some settling. Sorry, this is more for later.
Some of us still don't know who we are in our 20s and have to figure ourselves out, Kit.
Oh, she's in her 20s? Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I thought she was older.
I feel like if you're dating Ashley, she'd be the person who would, like, give you roadhead or, like, smoke weed and then fuck you in a public park at night. In 5 years, there's two options. She's either going to have some sort of, like, leftist awakening and get over her weird, closed-minded views on aliens, which is kind of what we see in Mass Effect 3, to be honest. She, like, gets way better. Or she could theoretically go super hard the other way, and, you know, if that happens, she'll be my, like, somewhat problematic ex who I unfollow on Facebook. But look, when I look back on our time together, I will have a lot of nice memories, and let's just say it won't be our conversations.
Okay. My 8 is Jack. I think wild up against a bathroom wall kind of fuck. But that's what you'll get if the walls are up. However, if her walls are down, I think it's that sex where you're half tickling each other and snorting with laughter and rolling all over the bed. I think you can get that with Jack. And that is pretty appealing to get that from somebody that tough.
Yeah, you're right. I think that would be a lot of work, though.
Yeah, I think the stars and moons have to align in a specific way to have that happen. All right, 7. Miles, who's your 7?
My 7 is Erdnot Rex. I don't really know what a Krogan is, but from what I was reading about the guy, he seems super passionate, stands up for what he believes in, which I'm into. Feels like if he was committing himself to me having a good time, he would fucking commit himself. For that moment, I would be the most important fucking thing. That's what he felt like to me when I was reading about him. I don't know, other people might have different opinions, but he had a bit of a revolutionary feel to me, and I was into that.
Miles, my number 7 is also Rex.
Okay.
Big and strong, good friend, brother in arms, comrade, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he could be tender without it being weird.
Yes.
Relative to a lot of the other characters, I actually think he has not a lot of trauma to work through, like with interpersonal relationships. There's the whole, like, his race being sterilized thing. But he's pretty well adjusted. I think he'd give you a good, powerful, competent fuck, and it wouldn't be emotionally complicated. And I would like to see if I could fit all 4 in my mouth at the same time.
Yeah. Just a fun game to play.
Just a fun game to play.
Unhinge that jaw.
I get, like, Drax vibes from him.
Yes.
There is some serious Drax energy. All right, Kit, who's your 7?
Thane Krios. He's too serious for me, but there's a sweetness there, and I like sweetness. Also, he's an alien, so sure. Probably not gonna call him back.
All right. My 7 is Legion. I titled him the Bicentennial Man Fuck.
I thought he was going to be your 1.
I thought there was a chance.
You know, I thought so too, but I would want Legion to love me or feel differently after, and that would probably be a hard no. But I would do it anyway. I have to know. I have to know if I can fuck love into a robot.
That's why I thought it was going to be your 1, because it was the unknown.
You are not wrong about my wandering foolhardily into the unknown. All right. Number 6. Miles, who's your number 6?
My number 6 is Morden Solus.
All right.
I originally was like, fuck it, I don't know anything about these characters, I'm putting him at 1. But I have dropped him down a little bit. Totally understand about the whole, like, clinical old doctor man feeling about him, but the whole consequentialism thing, where the ends justify the means. I mean, if the end is me getting off, I don't really care what means you use. I just think he would be super efficient about it, and he clearly knows a lot about the anatomy and musical theater, and, at least according to Claire, he's demisexual, which I do like. So, just outside the top 5, he rounds out my, yeah, I'd fuck these aliens tier.
Aww. All right, Kit, who's your number 6?
Samara, because dim titties, Your Honor. Thank you.
I rest my case.
The court accepts your evidence and nods approvingly.
I mean, she's a little serious and has, well, she is a mom, but that's not the point. Is that she's got some kind of, like, mom energy, but, like, nah, I don't know. I think she can also flip that into mommy. Yeah. And then, yeah. Okay, I've said enough.
My 6 is the other end of the Asari spectrum, Arya Talok. The danger fuck. I don't need a whole lot. I just need her to growl in my ear and grab the back of my neck. That is all. Thank you. Claire, who's your number 6?
My number 6 is Edie. She's somewhat new to the whole being a person thing, but she's also clearly, like, ready and willing to do some sex. Call me basic, but she got a robot body with big titties. And she is also, if you want to get weird, a spaceship. So, like,
that's a benefit.
You know, full control over all sorts of, there could be, I don't know, robot arms, little robot, like the spaceship parts doing, anyway.
I don't understand how that fits into it, but I'm nodding and I feel it in my heart.
The whole room could, like, well,
could fuck you in some way.
Yeah.
Okay. You're moving her up my list a little bit now. All right. Number 5. I'm going to start out number 5. I think I might be the person who has Morden Solus the highest.
Oh, nice.
I believe you are now, yeah.
When someone puts Morden high on their list, I feel it as a personal victory.
Oh, yeah. Morden is the exploratory fuck. I mean, give me that cloaca. I want to lay down with him and go through his entire textbook of sex knowledge together and see how are we going to put theory into practice. I think it is all hijinks and surprises. And I bet there's a secret erogenous zone on the knee or something that only he knows about. And I am fascinated. Miles, who's your 5?
Considering where everybody else had this person, I think this is going to be a big feels for me. I think this is my only big feels. And this person's actually in their own tier, separating the hot aliens from the top 4. My 5, I had Joker.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Y'all were talking about him a little earlier, and I place more value on the idea of somebody who just works really fucking hard until they get the job done, until they get what they want. Maybe this is the sports fan in me. It's always a good thing when you have a quarterback who was going to be taken in the first pick or second pick or something, first round even, and drops to the next round, or drops super low compared to where they were supposed to go. Because they've got their chip on their shoulder. It means they're going to work harder, they have something to prove, and I think that this Moreau guy, this Joker guy, does that. That's his whole thing, is that he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's got something to prove, and he's funny. Humor, and also he's gonna, no matter what, he's gonna make sure he fucking nails it, just no matter the obstacles in his way. Also, I'm 98% sure he gives great oral sex, so...
Those nerds.
Hard agree.
I didn't think I was going to have this many feelings about a character that I did not even know was voiced by Seth Green. That threatened him a little bit, but you know what? I'm going to stick with him at 5. I'm into this guy. I like it.
Aww. All right. Kit, who's your number 5?
All right, so this part of the list and on was difficult for me because I love all these people coming up. Kasumi.
Yeah.
Aww.
She's very much cute nerd girl, very much my type, but also very sexy, stealthy. And honestly, who was it that said that she might be kind of inexperienced or sweet and soft, not knowing what she's... That's all good. I love that. Give me that. If you seem like a sweet girl and you are a sweet girl, good.
Aww.
I don't need to be surprised.
All right, Claire, who's your number 5?
Tali Zora. She's just the sweetest. I'm willing to put in the work. I will take the medicines I need to sync up our immune systems. We'll pick the date we're gonna do it. We're gonna get all excited and I don't know, get takeout from our favorite restaurant and make a whole thing of it. It's gonna be so nice. It's basically when you're with Tali, even when you're in the same room with her, it's kind of like being in a long distance relationship. And that's not great in some ways, but when you actually have the sex in the long distance relationship, that's the good shit.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Miles, who's your 4?
All right, so my top 4 are a tier on their own, entitled, Yes, I Really Am That Basic. My number 4 is Jack. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did a Google image search.
Yeah.
That was about all I needed. She seems like a kind of crazy tattooed punk girl, and I could totally be into that.
Nice.
The amount of boob tape she must go through in a day.
I mean, look, Bob mentioned that shove up against the wall sex, and I could get into that shit. I can get into that shit.
Yeah.
Jack is also my number 4.
Nice.
Ooh.
She is very similar, I realized, to someone like Nebula, who did very well on my MCU list. I feel like, though, unlike with Nebula, with Jack, there's a chance that things go very bad.
Yes.
So that is the only reason she's not higher. I could fuck that up and be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was one of the reasons she wasn't higher for me, too. She just seems mean.
yeah, but there are so many ways it can go very good with Jack as well. Just emotionless hookup, whatever is fine. Or you could get to the crying emotional breakdown. That's actually what happens if you have sex with her in the game. She, her makeup run, she cries. I don't know. There's just there's so much. There's so much. But there's a really cool, good person in there. And I would really like a chance to get to know her.
Kit, who's your number 4?
Edie. I loved Edie before they gave her a sexy robot body. And then they did that, and I was like, well, I threw my hands up. What do you want from me, game? Have all my boners then.
Number 4 is a big feels for me. Javik.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be up there.
Oh, man. Oh, dear.
I entitled him the cathartic fuck. If he lets you in emotionally, this is going to be the kind of sex that you never fucking forget for the rest of your life. It is someone reaching out, trying to connect themselves to something when their entire world has been torn apart. Him sharing that with you, even in this tiny, tiny way, it's like touching the vastness of someone else's unimaginable grief and shouldering some tiny piece of it. There is nothing else like it in the entire world. That sex would be like cauterizing a wound. it would not be sexy, but it would be intimate in a way that is going to rewire your heart.
I like my heart the way it is.
Him? Javik, though?
We'll talk more later, Bob.
Okay. Number 3. Claire, who's your 3?
My 3 is James Vega.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel from Vega what I think all of you felt from Thor in the MCU episode. Like, himbo, sweet, but also Vega is really sharp. He, like, gives nicknames and, like, teases, but it's always really in good spirits. I just don't see anything negative about it at all. He's just, like, a really good dude.
Yeah.
Big, strong muscle boy. People like that.
Absolutely. So I've heard.
This was one of the ones where I was like, gender swapped. Oh, I like that. So, right? Yeah.
Kit, who made your top 3?
I feel bad that I put this character above Edie, but I gotta know Legion. I gotta know Legion like that. Edie's just like, well, of course she's gorgeous. She's like shaped like a hot lady, but like Legion, I can
Fucking desk lamp.
Yeah. But like, okay, so I'm not attracted to the robots in Star Wars, for example, like all clunky and stuff, but Legion is all like shapely, still human. Okay, is this a big feels? No, this is just me being a pervert.
It sounds like a big feels to me.
Whatever, I'm a pervert. That's all you need to know.
Miles, who made your 3?
My number 3 is Kasumi. I Google image searched her and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's pretty cool and hot. And then I went to her wiki page and the first thing it said below her name in big letters was Master Thief. And I was sold.
Yeah.
Like, look, I like rogues in pretty much every world. I'm all about those hot thieves, y'all. If you have Master Thief after your name, it pretty much got it for me. And now that you've told me she's also like a shy nerd, I almost want to put her higher.
She's so good.
We'll leave her at 3 for now.
It's a crime the game doesn't give you more of her.
Yeah.
For me, she had as much screen time as anybody else.
My number 3 is Garrus Vakarian. He's the fun bestie fuck. Like, I think gentle bickering is super fun and hot. I don't know what to tell you. Like, especially an alien. So the idea of taking a bra off and hearing this alien, who I'm 90% sure has never fucked a human, say, buddy, I have no idea what I am looking at. I am going to crack the fuck up. And I think laughing bro sex is fantastic and is very near and dear to my heart. So I am all in for it. We're down to our top 2. Kit, who's your number 2?
Garrus Vakarian. Maybe make this a big feels too. Apparently, I've recently discovered I am weak for a beak. I like a beak boy. Because I like...
weak for a beak.
I like Brooklyn from Gargoyles.
I was going to say, I feel like I could have told you that if you had asked me.
But I'm also very weak for people who kind of seem like serious at first, but then you get to know them and they're, obviously like awkward and kind of like have that sweetness depth to them. And yeah, you just see that more and more. And now he does have like a sense of humor under all of that. And beak. So there you go.
Claire, who made your number 2?
My number 2 is Miranda Lawson. When I first started playing Mass Effect 2, I genuinely hated the character of Miranda. I thought she was just like annoying and terrible. By the end of the game, the hate never fully went away, but it did evolve. I now understand the appeal of the hate fuck. I want to have a tense workplace relationship with Miranda that lasts months, and then one day we just can't take it anymore. We realize what's going on between us, and we fuck wrestle on the floor of the engine room. The next day, we go back to work, tell no one, snipe at each other all day and glare angrily, and then fuck again the next night.
Beautiful. Yum yum. Thank you. All right, Miles, who made your number 2?
So, you know what's better than when you go to a character's wiki and scroll down and it says Master Thief under their name?
Tell me.
When you go to the character's wiki and you scroll down and it says Pirate Queen under their name?
Yeah.
So my number 2 is Arya T'Loak.
Yeah.
Because she's a pirate queen. I don't know if you listened to the fucking Game of Thrones episode, but if you did, you know how I feel about pirate queens?
It's the correct way to feel about pirate queens. I can't fault you. Your math is correct.
Yeah, I don't know. She seems great. Also, going back to the Game of Thrones episode, based on what Claire said, do you believe the hype? Because if you believe the hype, if the hype is real, then it's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else is gone?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel my ass is clenching.
Oh, Bob, who's your number 2?
Big feels.
All right.
Zaid Masani.
I knew it.
What the fuck?
God.
Oh my god.
I don't care that he needs Viagra. Like, the amount of fic I have read about him, guys, he is horny on main, unapologetic about it. That is a recipe for a good time. He is either going to be unabashedly crass and say things so filthy you are borderline uncomfortable, delicious, or he's going to be a soppy mess that just wants to rock your world and then snuggle in front of the fire while you trace his scars. He is everything. I win, no matter what. Like, he was nearly my number 1, and it wasn't even close. He's going to be so thirsty for you, even at your least sexy. Like, he's going to come up behind you and say, like, oh, you have me harder than a Krogan skull, or something like that. Yes, you're going to be asked to leave the Armax arena. I don't care. It is worth it. I know. I live in another world.
I'm telling you, Bob. You were right. You got that side of the bar. I got the other. We're good.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, all the crumbs that get dropped on the floor, I'm like, you're delicious.
I'm just getting worried about Bob here, that's all. Like, what's that side of the bar like?
It's rough, baby. It's rough.
Maybe a little grumpy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It is number 1. It is time to talk about the people that set our heart on fucking fire. Claire, who is your number 1?
Yeah, it's a big feel. Again, the number 1 surprised me, and that's part of why I put it at number 1, because it awoke something in me that I didn't think was going to be there. My number 1 is Samara.
Okay.
Samara tells you early on when she's in the team that because of her Justicar code, she's not allowed to fuck. She's not interested in fucking. And I think most people play the game, kind of take her word for it, and don't pursue it further. But you can try to romance her anyway. And if you do, it pretty soon becomes clear, like, as you go on more adventures with her, that she starts developing feelings for you. If you are expressing feelings in her, she does reciprocate them, but she can't. It's not that she doesn't want to, it's that she can't. And when you reach the end of her romantic arc, like, you get close to kissing, and then she pulls away at the last second, and you actually don't get with her in Mass Effect 2. But the whole conceit of this list is that if you do it with her, then you did something to get her to break her vows. And as good as the long distance fuck is, like, that's the good shit, the breaking my vows sex, that's the good shit.
Oh, yeah.
And this chick has not been laid in centuries. She has some pent up horny to work out, and also dem titties. 10 out of 10. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite fuck on the Citadel.
Claire, you're right. She's probably like worn her dildos down to nubs.
Yeah.
She needs something real.
Oh my God. On that note, Kit, who's your number 1?
Very different approach, but like this one was very easy for me. My girl, Tali. I love Tali's type so much. I love a funny, nerdy girl, and the allure, the X-Men rogue-esque allure of I can't touch her. But she's willing to take all the medicine to go the distance.
I like that not being able to fuck her makes her more fuckable. I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of the fun. You don't know what's in there. What if it's a beak? What if it's a beak?
Miles, what's your number 1?
The most basic of basic answers. My number 1 is Miranda Lawson. Look, remember in the Lord of the Rings episode when I put Aragorn at number 1, and I was like, I don't mind telling y'all about how superficial I could be sometimes. The dude is rich.
Yeah.
The dude is rich. It would be a nice day because he's rich. When somebody then is like, oh, hey, this character, by the way, is genetically engineered to be perfect,
Yeah.
and with an ass
Yep.
so tremendous that they felt the need to canonically explain it by saying, yeah, she's perfect. I don't know what else you want. They designed her to be perfect. They designed her to look perfect too. I can only assume they also designed her to fuck perfect. I'm sorry. Sometimes, like, I said it with Aragorn, I said it with Picard in the fucking Star Trek episode, sometimes the easy answer is the right answer.
My number one was a real surprise to me. Or not Rex.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I titled him the Princess Fuck.
Ooh.
Because I want to ride on his shoulders. And I want to ride that dick.
If you hadn't said it, I would.
He is 1,000 years old, probably mostly over sex, and so for him to pick you, that's enormous. He is chaotic and wild, but also super protective and loyal and caring. He is the perfect monster fuck. I would marry Rex. And also, like, how big y'all think that tongue is? Send me your fix.
Tongue. I was thinking more about downstairs, like Hulk-esque.
Oh, he's got two, I'm sure. Like, that's not even a question.
Oh, the hemipenes. I see. Good point.
Yeah. That has been our lists. We have done it. We have ranked these babies.
These sweet babies. That was very educational. We all learned a lot. I got the sense, though, during that entire time, we were all holding back from asking a lot of burning questions that we all very much wanted to ask each other. So now it's time to dig into some of this a little bit deeper in a segment that we call Let's Unpack That.
Okay, I will start. Kit, I had Thane pegged to be one of your top three.
Oh, really?
I did. And so I basically am going, why isn't he in your top? Is it the lack of a beak? Is that the, if he had a beak, would this be different?
I mean, he'd be probably a little bit higher, but like, what about his personality? He's not really like a Kit personality type, is he?
No, I think it's the fact that you once, and as far as I'm concerned, famously said, I like a romantic little fuck. And he might
You're
be
right.
in that vein. And also, he's a bit reptilian. He has that flanged voice that's very sexy.
Yes, his voice is nice.
He's very alien, and he has really beautiful colors and stuff.
does.
Like, his aesthetic is very gorgeous. And he's green and kind of gold-ish, which I know you also like. So it seemed like there were many pieces there that put together would make a Kit thing, but perhaps did not.
Yeah, I don't like his, if I'm remembering correctly, his cheek gills. I don't like that about their species. What is that? Was that a gill beard? Oh, no, thank you. It's still a beard. Get away from me. But yeah, I think if he was a little bit funnier, that would have pushed him higher. There's a bunch of little things. He's not as low as I thought I was going to put him, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was expecting him to be lower because I didn't really care that much about him. Oh, he dresses really well. You know, he does have a lot of stuff going for him, but I think at the end, his personality is flatter than I really wanted it to be. And personality is a lot in the bedroom to me.
Oh, yeah. That's important.
Especially if you're not like fucking beak or robot levels of hot, okay?
I have a sidebar question for you.
Okay, go for it.
Do you want Legion to have genitals of some kind or no? Because I go back and forth on this.
Oh, I want to be fucked by the robot. No, I want to be fucked by the robot.
Okay, same. All right, we are in accord.
We all want to be fucked by the robot. I mean, what's that?
I don't want to be fucked by the robot.
That's why you fuck the robot. I mean, for me, the general baseline assumption most of the time when you're fucking a robot is that it's easier for a robot to have a thing they fuck you with rather than a thing you fuck. So,
Yes.
generally, if it's a robot, I'm probably gonna bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, like, they could do it. There's some fleshlight, what, I don't know. But anyway. Yeah.
If I was lucky enough to have been born with a penis, then yes, I would want to fuck the robot. But because I was not, I want to be fucked by the robot.
I feel like I would be afraid to fuck a robot. Like, what's in there?
Oh, for sure. But still.
I'll put this dick where no one has gone before.
I have one for Bob, but I feel like everyone's going to have one for... I don't know, we'll see.
That's okay. That is okay.
That's how it was the first episode.
That is not unusual, and that's fine.
Megan, Bob.
Yes.
I'm calling you by your full name because I'm upset with you.
That's fine. I'm not super pleased with myself.
Number 19. Below David Anderson, below Caden, is Edie.
Yeah.
Whereas Legion is number 7.
Okay, well, that's not surprising.
Edie, is she too close to Hugh? Like, because the thing you said about her is like, she would watch and she wouldn't even get anything about it. Like, have you met Edie? She's like a sassy bitch who's great and seems interested in learning about sex stuff with Joker, like in their relationship. She's like curious about humanity. She's like fun. She's also, though, weird and alien. She's like semi-human and semi-not. She's a robot. Like, this does nothing for you. None of this does anything for you.
No, and I don't know why. Let me take a second to try and piece together what it is. I think it's that for my robots, I want them to be more robotic and less humanoid. I think she's too humanoid for me to be super into her. I also think that whenever I fuck a robot, I want to have a pure robot experience. I either want a megalomaniacal robot who is bananas, or I want a robot that is, there's no getting away from it. There's no hiding the fact that this is a robot. Edie is kind of in this uncanny valley, I think, for me.
You also mentioned you're not super interested in a virgin. And I think that Edie has some of that quality.
I think she'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't even doubt that. This is not fulfilling the kinks that I have.
Okay.
But I can appreciate that everything about her is perfect. And if I were anybody else, it would be weird for me not to be into Edie. But you have seen my list, and I think you know that my list is weird.
Okay. That is fine.
I feel like I don't have anyone to come for because I feel like I know Bob so well. Bob and I have a thing at a bar now. We know what's up. We know who to go for.
Yeah. I'm going to leave all those people behind, and Kit's going to be like, why'd you leave all this behind? And Kit's going to leave people behind and be like, why'd you leave this one behind?
I guess Claire put Kasumi kind of low.
It's the thing where I want to put her higher, but I can't just have the top all be the girls. I'm sorry. I try to
I see.
I could not believe how high Rex went for me. I'm so happy that he's high for everybody else, too. I'm so happy about that.
No.
I was happy he was high for you, too, Bob. I'm very curious as to what the fuck Javik was doing at fucking 4 for you.
Okay.
So, Bob, I'm just reading here. That sex would be like cauterizing a wound, and it would be very unsexy. That is a direct quote from you.
Yes, it would be very unsexy.
What does that mean?
I don't necessarily need it to be good. I need it to be unlike anything else.
Okay.
And I think fucking somebody who is the very last of their species, which died out 50,000 years earlier, who has been thrust into this strange new world, would be unlike anything else you could ever do. And I want to say I am specifically thinking about fanfic Javik. I am not thinking about the games. I am thinking about fanfic, which pushes him in the direction of, well, what if the walls did come down? What if you did break through? What would that be like? And so what would that be like? It would be fucking insane. It would just be so different. Remember at the very first one we did, whenever we talked about, everybody went, why the fuck would you want Theoden?
Right.
No one is sadder than Javik. Javik is the saddest alien in the multiverse. There isn't a sadder one.
Yeah.
And I know he's hiding it by being angry, but he's a fucking sad boy. Of course he's number 4 for me. I don't think that's surprising in many ways.
Yeah. I think if I fucked him, I would not encounter any of this. I don't think I'm the one to unearth this. Like I said with Bucky in the other one, like, I feel like he would just be mean and weird, and your human body is so weak and strange, and what is this part? You know, or whatever. And he's like, back in my day, 50,000 years ago, the aliens knew how to, I don't know what it'd be a bunch of weird stuff. No, I get it. I get the fanfic feels.
I love that you all have just decided to let me have Saeed Masani and just gone like, you know what? We're not even going to ask any questions. Of course you would. You're a Peepums lover, and that's how it is.
Gotta prioritize.
The fact that Rex surpassed him shocked me. I can't believe that we aligned on some of these.
Know.
I thought it would be weird if you didn't have Garrus high, but given our tendency to not overlap, I was still a little bit surprised. Every time I have somebody high, I'm like, maybe I'm the weird one. Maybe all the time I'm the weird one.
I think my ideal scenario is to either project my consciousness into Jack's body and fuck Miranda, or project my consciousness into Miranda's body and fuck Jack. Like, I don't know which I would prefer.
There's some damn good fanfic out there of those two.
What they got going on, those two, I want in on that.
Yeah. Man.
All right, well, I have just completed the calculations, averaging out all of our lists. Fewer ties in this list than usual. Let's start from the bottom. Number 19, the one who on average was the least fuckable among the four of us, was David Anderson.
Aw. Poor guy. I feel like you should do a little better than that.
I'd still fuck him.
Two of us had him at 17 and two of us had him at 18. It was the closest anything came to an actual consensus.
All right.
Number 18, the elusive man. Number 17 is Caden.
Aww.
And right behind number 16 is Zaid, and number 15 Javik. Thank you, Bob, for both of those being higher than...
For bringing both of those up, otherwise they would be at the bottom of the list.
That's what I'm here for.
Number 14 is Ashley Williams. Number 13 is Liara. 12 is James Vega. 11 is Thane. 10, we have a tie between Joker and Legion.
That's weird.
Very different.
9, we have Edie. At 8, we have Morden. At 7, we have a tie between Arya Talok and Tali. At 6, we have Samara. Kasumi comes in at 5. Erdnot Rex at 4. Jack at 3.
Yeah.
Garrus at 2. And Miranda at 1.
All right, I can live with this.
Yeah.
I can't live with Miranda being that high of Tali.
Miranda was, I think, the only...
I mean, dead ass, though, I guess.
So Miranda, Jack, and Garrus were the only ones who were in everybody's top 10.
I bet you Tali got dead ass, too. She just hides it under that sash.
I mean...
And I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
Samara might also have been in everybody's top 10, actually.
And who is our median?
Number 11 on this list falls in that category there with Joker and Legion.
Fine.
We were closer together on Joker than we were on Legion.
Yeah.
Legion had a 3 and a 20.
I wanted Legion.
The median character officially is Jeff Joker Moreau.
That seems fair.
You know what?
Yeah.
I like this. I am pro that judgment.
The tough thing about Anderson is that we all agreed he was near the bottom. No one wanted to put him at the actual bottom because he's not like a terrible bad person or like a bad fuck, we don't think. But like, then all of us just disagreed about who the really bad ones were. So he just, poor guy. Looking over this grand list, seeing it all spread before us like this, what do we think about the fuckability of Mass Effect as a universe as a whole, rated on a scale from 1 to 10? Miles, let's start with you, because you're the newbie here. How is all of this striking you?
From what I was reading about Mass Effect, just looking over all the characters and everything, I was getting far more like intellectual stimulation. Like I could be interested in watching a YouTube video about this, like more so than sexy feelings about it. I'm gonna put it at a 5. I'm gonna say the Mass Effect universe is a 5 level of sexy, and the reason for that is that I'm looking at my list. The top 10, I would definitely fuck. Number 11 is the Elusive Man. I can go either way. And the bottom 10, I'm really not into any of them. Like, no thank you. So I think 5 is kind of the place for me on this.
Kit, what are you going to give the Mass Effect universe on the fuck scale?
9.5.
We do 0.5s?
T and A and robots and beaks. Give me that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 9. Maybe 8. I think I'm going to go 9. If you looked at my internet search history in certain periods of time, I can't justify giving this less than a 9. Let's just put it that way. And TNA and robots and beaks. You can have you said it all, Kit. Like, there's a lot of weird, specific alien sci-fi fucks you can do in this. You know, the mind sex and the quad is a term that gets thrown around in this. This is a horny-ass universe. It's a fucking shooter/dating sim. Yeah, it gets a 9. Bob, what are you going to give this one?
A 10 in a walk.
Yeah.
It is everything the Star Wars universe and the Star Trek universe are too fucking cowardly to give me, which is weird alien sex, and I am pissed that those two fucking franchises are like, we don't want to show that much. Like, fuck off. No, I want weird aliens. Give me those weird aliens. So a 10 every goddamn day of the week.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mass Effect has my favorite sci-fi universe. Because their aliens are aliens.
Oh, we're not even compatible. Sex would be difficult. Yeah. I want this.
I want to make out and get an allergic reaction. Give it to me.
Yeah.
I want that Benadryl sex.
I came here to get a rash.
Maybe if I played the game, I'd feel differently. But again, that's at this point probably not happening.
No, I just want weird aliens and everybody else is like, they just have different skin color. It's just like slightly patterned.
I mean, okay, to be fair, it's much easier to do that in a video game than it is on television.
Yeah. I think, Miles, the thing that is different about this than something like Star Wars or whatever is you get to bone them. You get to see them bone. So
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I haven't seen any of them bone. I have only read about their moral quandaries.
They do have a lot of those.
They do.
I'm not saying I'm not going to go look up a kink meme.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
You should do.
Because, like, the top of the list is pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, everybody, what did we all learn today?
I learned that in the absence of any sort of emotional connection, I will be as superficial as I goddamn well want to be. That is not something I necessarily doubted about myself, but it's kind of nice to have it confirmed. It's like, if I don't know who these people are, then yes, tell me about how fucking large their tits are and how shapely their butts are. Like, I'll base it off that.
Based on doing 2 episodes with Claire, I've learned that Claire loves hot moms. And I don't blame you.
As do I.
I've learned that I think I like to be a surrogate vessel for someone else to, like, work through their shit, their, like, emotional shit, via the fucking that we do.
I mean, yeah, me too, kinda.
I think I learned that I am a little bit more of a romantic than I thought I was. Only because Rex ended up so high on the list, and that was a shock to me.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh shit, I do actually want to be married to Rex. And I want Rex to take me to the grocery store on his shoulders.
Oh, that's so nice.
I want to, have him, like, I don't know, say dumb husband shit that's adorable.
That's
and be
really
like,
nice.
this is great. I want that. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? I could have had that dirty hallway fuck with Zaid, but I was like, nah, I want Rex more. So.
Bob, looking over your list, I've learned that TNA apparently does nothing for you.
It's the mystery. That's the real TNA for Bob. Mystery.
The less I know, the hornier I am. Guys, the first time I found out about the Cthulhu universe, I was like, why is there no porn about Cthulhu? Like, why would there...
Oh, there's porn, Bob.
Because I didn't understand how vast he was.
There absolutely fucking is,
okay,
incidentally.
well, I was disappointed at the lack of it on AO3, because I guess AO3 was just
No. You gotta be careful with that universe, though.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's racist and bad?
No, I feel like you're gonna get rapey real fast, yeah.
Oh, that's boo.
There's like the monster fuckers that just want the monster's body and like in a consensual way, and then there's just like those monster fuckers. Yeah.
I mean, Lovecraft is Lovecraft. Like, you have to go into it with the understanding that he was even racist for his time.
Even people in the 20s were like, my dude, please
they were looking
consider
at him
your
going
views.
like, seriously? It is 1921, my man.
Get with the times.
Well, this is it. We're standing next to Buzz Aldrin, looking up at the stars, asking Grandpa to tell us about these fucking hot aliens. And so, with that, we leave you on this most Mass Effectiest of episodes. Come back approximately whenever the next one comes out for more Smash Fiction Presents Hard Choices. What kind of choices?
Hard.
Real hard.
That's right.
So hard.
Throbbingly hard. Blasto's the true
it.
number one. Just gonna say it.
You know it, kid. I know it. All the little polyps know it. All right.
This has been Hard Choices. If you like the show, please consider leaving a 5-star rating and review on the podcatcher of your choice. It shows people what's fun about the show and makes it easier for others to find it too. Hard Choices is produced by Lucas Brown. You can follow his work at Lokified on Twitter or go and subscribe to his magnificent podcast, The Math of You, wherever you get your podcasts. Our theme song is Funk Me by Soundroll. This piece and all music used in this production is licensed through Upbeat. You can find details in our show notes and listen to more great tunes at upbeat.io, spelled UPPBEAT.io. The Hard Choices logo is designed by Claire Mulcairn. If you'd like to get into touch with us, look for the Smash Fiction Fan Faction on Facebook and join the conversation. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us. You're a peach!
It's so hot in here. I'm starting to smell like Zaid. Oh, God.
Don't say that. Don't ever say that.
You never see him take off that, like, armor. He's just like, I'm sure he's just
You never see any of them take off their armor. They all smell like sweat cheese.
I can imagine the other ones taking off their armor. I cannot imagine Zaid not in a suit of, like, Space Marine armor.
You do see some of them get naked for the, like, you know, certain...
You see Garrus in, like, casual clothes in his, like, romance thing.
Oh, yeah, he's so cute.
He's very cute.
Little bird clothes. Love it.
Garrus is very fucking cute.
I love Garrus. I just want to be in a tryout with Garrus and Tolly. Is that too much to ask? And then have Legion pop in to be a living tilt.
The dream, Kit, the dream.
Well, we all want
watching?
that.
The elusive man. He's probably old enough to be my dad. He's... Oh, sorry, there's a fucking cop car going by.
You said something mean about Martin Sheen, and they're here to take you in.
Oh, no.
I love the West Wing, it's great.
But I don't. Oh, no.
Fuck Aaron Sorkin, damn it!
Extending my time.
So, hey, you guys. Mass erect.
Well done.
Oh,
you know what? We can probably end right here.
Yeah.
I've been making the pun ass effect, but ass erect also. No, hold on.
The possibilities are endless here. You can do a lot. Maybe even mass fucked.
No, that's nothing.
Yeah.
No, I like that one.
You're gonna like all of them, Bob.
Yeah, it's true.
It kind of sounds like Goofy saying the word fucked, I think.
That's weirdly hotter.
Oh, fucked?
It's a
all right.
Anyway.